Welcome back, everyone, and let's have this conversation. All right. I always tell you guys that I'm going to give you guys the unspoken game, the stuff that people don't talk about when it comes down to your finances, when it comes down to your businesses, when it comes down to you making money. And today, that is going to be specifically failure. Today, we're going to talk about failure, but we're going to talk about failure in a way you may have never talked about it before. All right. And that is that failure is the key to success. Okay. I want you guys to listen to this. Failure is the key to success. I hear so many people who complain about their current situation and talk about how they're disadvantaged and down and all these things. And that may be true. But a lot of the times, disadvantage is the advantage. Disadvantage is what allows you to get up and be motivated to want better and push further. When you've gone through so many different failures, when you've gone through so many different downtimes, when you haven't succeeded, when you've had all these rough patches, I want you to stop looking at these patches as failures. I want you to look at them as lessons. This is the key to failure. Look at your failures as your lessons. When you fail at something, I want you to make it your objective to go back and try again. Do not let yourself or allow yourself to be held down when all you have to do is try again. And I cannot express that enough. There's so many of us that experience failure on a daily basis, an hourly basis. Um, and it's important that you know how you manage failure and how you react to failure is definitely going to change your viewpoints on life. Um, and recently, I really had to experience this because I decided that I wanted to go and take a motorcycle course. I took the course just to challenge myself. Initially, I didn't really want to ride a motorcycle, as a daily vehicle or anything like that. I never, really had any intentions of that. I have other licenses like my boating license that I haven't used in like 6 years. However, I go and do these things every once in a while to challenge myself because it puts me in a different mind state and it makes me gain back that hustle, gain back that grind, and really want to elevate and push forward. All right. So when I went and did this course, this is my first time ever riding a motorcycle, dirt bike, anything of that nature. Now, granted, years and years ago, I rode a four wheeler once, never could get it out of first gear. And I've driven a stick shift car before, but once again, years ago. So I had a basic understanding of what a clutch did and a basic understanding of, shifting gears. However, I'd never done it on anything similar to a motorcycle. So I went and I took this course and I um I actually failed. I failed by 1 point when I went to take the exam. Um Granted, I did have the instructor say to me, normally if someone fails by 1 point because it's only 1 point, I would still pass them. But for you, I'm not going to do that. And these are the things you experience. You have people who will kick you when you're down. You have, situations where you're going to be put down, where people are not going to train you properly. People don't work well with you. People are not going to compensate for you. And, honestly, the initial course, there were some good parts in it, but there were some horrible parts in it. There was some horrible instruction. There were some horrible teaching practices. As an instructor, I'm aware of these practices. And one of the biggest ones is you don't teach people um, by allowing them to do things that could potentially be dangerous and then saying stop in a panic when that person is panicking, because now you're putting them as well as you as well as others at risk. And this is what was occurring in this course, was rather than assisting people before you made a mistake, they were allowing you to make a mistake, allowing you to hurt yourself or others, and then saying, okay, that was a mistake, so then I ended up actually going back. However, what I did was I requested a different instructor because, like I said, the teaching practices, the teaching style, everything was completely off for me. It did not work for me. Okay. And so by me requesting a different instructor, it made me have to go to a different location. So it was actually great because the different location was actually closer to my home. Um, and it was a much different vibe. So I went in, and I was able to meet this new instructor. And when I went in and met the new instructor, he came with a much different angle, critiqued me, showed me the proper techniques and the proper things to do. And as we went through everything, gave me a few opportunities to retry things, make sure that I got the fundamentals down. I understood everything 100%. And that meant more to me than anything is just someone who shows that same care and compassion in their job as a trainer or as an instructor or leader, whatever you want to call it, as I do in mine as an instructor. And being able to get that same treatment and someone who understood how I learned and was able to assist me, I went right through, passed the test with flying colors, and was able to get my license and everything straightened out right then for getting my motorcycle license. Got my card, got my appointment with the DMV to go right in and go and get it. And that actually made me a lot more confident. Now that's kind of actually motivated me to want to go and get a bike myself and actually, work towards becoming an instructor myself and helping others. And it just kind of helps me even with my own teaching practices and thinking about things that I may do, that may make others feel those ways or things that I could do, that I saw that instructor do that would make me a better instructor. And that's what you have to do. You have to learn from your mistakes. You have to look at your mistakes and say, okay, this is where I messed up here. This is where I messed up there. However, this is what I can do to rectify that. This is what I can do to be better in the future. This is what I can do to build and grow. And that's the most important thing, is that you go out there and you build and grow every single day. So with that being said, thank you all for tuning in, and we will see you guys in the next one.